Hello. No, I don't say that. That's somebody else. Once again, how's it going? Um, Three people watching. Anyways, I see that Salacious said that he's at work, or Bob says he's at work, and Salacious at home ordering pizza. I just thought I'd jump on and do a little live stream today. I think I'm just going to go through some of my stuff and see what happens. You never know, right? Let's see. So I guess today, I did not realize this, but apparently today there was a Marvel Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse stream. So that was out there today, and I didn't know it. I was just on Mark's channel watching him do his live stream, and it was pretty good. I liked watching it and seeing what everybody else has to say about it. So maybe a little bit later. I know we'll definitely probably be talking about it this weekend on 3 Minute and a Monkey Lizard is my guess. So I will probably go through a couple of the pictures, though, because there are a couple of the ones that I really liked when they were doing that. So let me actually, I'm going to pull that up right now. So not this Magneto, that's for sure. But Rogue looked really awesome to me. I don't know if anybody else was watching that Marvel live stream, but this Rogue is actually really kind of cool. I am kind of liking it. So I'm pretty sure that this one's going to end up in my collection for sure. This one was actually pretty good, in my opinion. So I know it's like this AOA line or whatever, but I did something like that. I did like it. This is a different version of Cyclops that they showed. He looks pretty cool. Also, and if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to make any comments, just throw them up there. I mean, I'll see them. This is Iceman. He looks kind of cool, right? Especially with these spikes and stuff like that. It looks a little bit different. It's a different approach. And then look at that. Look at those claws on there. That figure actually looks pretty good and could be fairly universal in a way, right? Like especially I look at stuff for modifications and stuff like that. So I know that like probably I can modify those. Look at that. That guy looks kind of cool. That looks like it's the Build-A-Figure. I didn't see the whole thing, so I did not realize that he's going to be a Build-A-Figure, but I'm definitely in for Rogue on that one. That's actually a really cool figure. And then, of course, they showed the Spider-Man and on the retro card, and I thought they were going to like reveal that they were re-releasing the one that's like 80, 90 bucks, and not really that interested. But check out Loki. Loki looks really cool, and what I was saying over on the other Blue Harvest channel was that the Loki looks cool, and I'm imagining like when you see it in person, it's going to be like when you look at the Vision. And then this one's actually really cool too because it's the this Spider-Man outfit, which of course we were super excited for when I was a kid collecting comics. That was Spider-Man 252. And Amazing Spider-Man 252, because they were like Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man. So it was Amazing Spider-Man 252 is where he had that costume. And that just looks cool too. And I know he was talking about people were super excited for the Storm figure. I was super excited for Storm when it came out. And there's mine. So I don't know if you guys ever saw any of the short videos I did when that Storm came out, but I had her like hanging in front of my TV with the thunder and lightning in the background and stuff like that. So that was kind of cool. So these are the retro lines. I know a lot of people, and look at that. They just released this armor in the Marvel Legends size. So it's kind of interesting to get this stealth armor right away in this retro line, but it's going to be kind of cool. And here is the actual retro Iron Man, which I will be opening today on this stream. So that's going to happen pretty soon. And then, of course, Silver Surfer. And that one's actually kind of cool. I don't have a Silver Surfer. I have the Obsidian one. That was the recent Walgreens. And that's the only Silver Surfer that I have. But I'm looking forward to this retro one. If I can find two of them, I'll probably open one. But if I can't find two, what I've been doing is I've been keeping them on card. And I'm not buying all of them. I'm only buying doubles of certain ones. So I got a double of this Hulk and a double of the Captain America because I wanted to have them open in my collection. So that's why I got those. And then, of course, people know my affinity for Hulk if they watch my channel. So, of course, when they had the gray Hulk, I had to get, once I found a second one. Hey, Mr. Rez, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. You just missed it. We went through the whole Marvel releases today. No, I just quickly went through it. You didn't really miss anything. If you were over at Blue Harvest, he had the whole live stream going. It was actually really, really fun to watch there. I just kind of went through the pictures and stuff like that that I was interested in. And I was just saying that I'm really looking forward to Rogue. But I'm talking about these retro figures now, and I picked up this extra gray Hulk because I was able to get the green Hulk and an extra, and I finally was able to find gray Hulk here as an extra, and which means, boom, I get to open him up, take him out of the package. I'm trying to save these card backs as well as I can because they look kind of nice, even though I have one in the card. Thank you. So here's the two Hulks next to each other. I think they look pretty good. I like the fact that this one is just not an exact repaint of this one. They redid the face sculpt a little bit. So you could see that there's like a difference in the face and, of course, in the hair. So these are not identical. I'm sure the bodies are pretty much the same with the pants and stuff like that, but they did redo the head sculpts, which I think is actually really kind of cool, especially for this kind of a figure. They could have easily just did, like a repaint, and people would have been probably happy with it. But it's nice to see that they went that little extra mile there. So also, because of Iron Man, I found an extra Iron Man to go up there with Captain America in case I ever want to do like a Captain America versus Iron Man Civil War type thing. And let's get this guy open. This is what I promised, that I was going to be opening some figures today. The thing is, they've been sitting around, and not everything is going to be like a video review. Some of this, most of this stuff is just going straight into my collection. I guess I should, right? Like do something. So I thought I'd do this, open them up on this live stream, let everybody, people like to hear that for some reason. So anyways, there's Iron Man, and I have an affinity for this version, this classic version of Iron Man, and I really like the way this one looks because he's got that yellow that pops on there, and I think he looks really cool. And if you look at that head, I used to have this really, really short haircut, much shorter than this one when I was a kid. And when I used to ride my bicycle and the sun would hit me right on the back of my head and cast that shadow on the ground, I had that same like dome look with like my ears sticking out, which made me think I was like Iron Man riding my bike down the street. I know that's like a silly story, right? So we got a couple extra retros. The cool thing about this is, and I almost don't understand it in a way. I think when I open the Captain America, I wonder if I missed something because he's got a peg in his back, but I don't see a way to like put his shield there. So I'm wondering if there was like a peg that I lost that was supposed to go on the shield, so that it can sit in his back. But anyways, there's Captain America and Iron Man. If anybody has those and they know, let me know that. So as you know, I'm fond of doing some head swaps. So I thought it was Prophet Destro's time to get some time in the limelight. So I took my Thor head and I took it off of this Clone Commander Wolf and I swapped it with the Prophet Destro head just so he can get a little bit. It would be nice if the neck was like gold, but I wasn't going to go paint it just for this like simple little head swap. So what do you guys think of that? Mr. Rez, yeah, the best story. Actually, I'm Iron Man. Yeah, when I was riding my bike, I used to look at that shadow all the time. It was I did not like having my hair cut that short when I was a kid, but I really didn't have much of a choice. So I had to put the Thor head. I don't know if I had done this before, but I did the Thor head on the Iron Man. And I could just imagine like him sitting up on Randy's Donuts, eating a donut with his long hair. I don't know, that kind of goofy, like swapping these heads around, but this is turning out to be like one of my favorite head swaps, which is kind of cool that I actually was able to get those extra heads. Okay, so the other things I'm going to do is I took out a couple of older figures, some figures that I had when I was like younger. I know it's just talking about toys. If you guys want to talk about something particular, you see something on here, you want me to try to grab off the shelf or whatever, let me know. But one of the things that I remember as a kid was having this, and this is actually it, is having my $6 Million Man. And I'm pretty sure that like this button doesn't work, but I'm pretty sure that his arm was supposed to raise up or something like that, if I remember correctly. And there's this little hole in the eye where you're supposed to be able to see, and it's supposed to make you see closer. It would have been cool if they could have figured out a way to make it like magnify, because it always seemed like it just made stuff further away. Now this one has a problem because the leg keeps coming off and the little stretchy part in the pants is broken. But the other thing too is I lost his shoe, so I'm in search of one shoe. And one day I think I'll probably find one, but I haven't honestly been searching that long. This one right here, my friend had one where it had, I think the skin rolled up or something like that, and it had stuff underneath. That's what I remember. I could be wrong about that. Mine just had this piece right here. And I think there was like something that plugged in, and I don't know if it was like a breath thing or something that went over his head or what it was that plugged in. I can't really remember. I didn't play with this guy too much because he was just kind of out of scale with everything. But it was cool to have. I think my parents thought, oh yeah, I really liked the $6 Million Man, the show. So they got me the figure. But I mean, really the only thing that he could stand up next to at that time was the Star Wars Chewbacca figure, because it was about the same height. So I remember that I used to do, if you remember, there was a 2-part episode where it was the $6 Million Man versus Bigfoot. And that Chewbacca used to be my stand-in for Bigfoot when I was a kid. The other line of figures that I had, and I had much more of them, but this is pretty much the only one that I have left, is this Big Jim figures. And the cool thing about Big Jim was I had the guy that had an iron fist, and you pushed a button and it like popped out a little bit. And I can't remember his name, but I remember The figure that I actually wanted that year for my birthday was the Darth Vader, the 12-inch. I think it was a 12-inch Darth Vader, and I ended up getting that guy because I think he was less expensive. But this one is one of my big gyms, and they have like this skin on the arm that's kind of like feels like skin a little bit. And it's kind of interesting that when you see his arm, when you move his arm, his muscle gets bigger. And I always thought that is the coolest thing, right? Like, how did they make that happen? I mean, look at that. It works. It's like got almost like a real arm. I mean, these big gym figures were really cool. And of course, he's got this button that takes up most of his back, and he does this karate chopping action when you do it. So Big Jim was kind of like one of the coolest figures. He was in between. So he was much bigger than the Mego figures, but not big enough to be the $6 million man size figure. You can see there's a big difference here. And he's a little bit taller than the Megos would have came to like here. So a lot of times when I had my figures out, he was basically just like a real big dude. But at least I had other Big Jim figures, so I was able to like use those together. I say it's time to open another figure. So G-Force Racing said that he's going to send me some Tri-Sentinel figures. From a couple of weeks ago, I opened up a Magneto, our other live stream, the 3-Man and a Monkey Lizard, and I had my Tri-Sentinel heads, and these were pretty much the only ones that I had were the Tri-Sentinel heads. But I did pick up this version of Cyclops and this version of Marvel Girl. So I think they're pretty cool. I'm probably just going to open them right now just to get them out of the box. I kind of want to get the Cyclops out of the box. I think he looks pretty cool. As you know, if you've watched my channel before or watched our live stream, I have this Cyclops, which is the version that I really like, but this is hand painted. So they had these silver and light blue ones that came out. He had the X on them, and they went on clearance for like I think like $8.99 or $11.99 or something like that. So I ended up picking one up just to paint so I could have this version of the Cyclops. And it looks pretty good. I mean, I can see like some of the defect in the painting and stuff like that, holding them close. It was really hard to paint the visor, but I did both heads. Let me see if I can find the other one. Yeah, here it is. So I did also do the other head, and this is kind of a head swap. And the cool thing about this head right here is that it holds that laser blast. And then, of course, he's got his 2 fingers. So if I wanted to be like posing him like he's shooting his laser blast, he's also got that laser blast effect. So I was able to do both heads and stuff like that. Most of the time he sits on my shelf with this head without the laser blast, but I could have him posed with it. Now, the interesting thing that I thought about this figure, it has that same head with the same laser blasts, and it's exactly the same laser blast. So, and what is interesting to me is that these faces are almost identical for the one where he's wearing the mask like this, and then the one where he's got the laser blast. So when I open this, I'm going to do a comparison on the two and see like just how much of the same those two figures are. Well, that was pretty easy. Okay, so now I have an arm, Tri-Sentinel arm. and to add in there. I know I'm getting some pieces from G-Force Racing. I might be getting all of them. I don't know, except for the heads. And that's going to be kind of cool because then I'll be able to build that figure. So here is the Cyclops. And actually, I like the belt on here. And it actually is loose. So this belt could actually come off if I needed it to come off for some reason. So I'm looking at these two figures side by side, and they are the bodies. Well, let's see. Yeah, this is very interesting because I think those bodies are pretty much exactly the same bodies. They might look a little bit different because of the paint scheming and stuff like that. But if you look and the placement of this belt, but if I push this belt up to where that red belt is, you'll see that it has exactly the same detailing in the abdomen and the chest, and the arms are pretty much the same. So the only difference are going to be these lower arm pieces where the gauntlets are. And they even have the same two hands where one's a fist and one is the shooting hand. And if you look at this head and this head, they're pretty much exactly the same. Now, this one looks a little bit different because I did some cutting and stuff like that. So you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, this one had been a little bit different because it had some red, kind of like he was at the beginnings of his shooting that laser. I think that's how it was, or did I? Yeah, I think that's what happened. Like see how this one has this red coming out? I think that one also had some red coming out. So this one is a much cleaner like headpiece. So if I were to want to, I could probably repaint this guy and get the same kind of look, but I don't think I'm going to do that. What I want to do though is I'm going to swap the heads. And I'm going to put in the laser blast and get his arm in there. And we'll get them side by side. It's kind of like a sweeping shot. Multiverses, right? So same expression on the faces and stuff like that. So I think these are pretty much the same figures. But I mean, I still think they both look pretty good. I do want this one in the blue with the yellow shorts and the red belt. This one, the only way I've seen this in the Marvel Legends is in a 2-pack that was a Toys R Us exclusive. So I think they were still able to get that up in Canada, but Toys R Us in the States has closed. I have seen it on the secondary market, but it's literally too expensive for me. There's no way that I would pay like $80 for a Cyclops figure. To me, that's never really going to happen. Anybody want to see Marvel Girl? All right, well, let's just open it up. There's not too many comments in the chat. Mr. Rez has said a couple of things. I know there's not really that many people watching, but that's okay. There's a couple of people in there that haven't said anything yet. All right, here's Marvel Girl. And got another Tri-Sentinel piece, which is a leg, which is kind of cool. Now I got like 2 legs and the 3 heads, just waiting for the bodies. And she comes with a couple of extra hands. And this little floating whatever it is. Here's the thing, I never really read this House of X, so that was a little bit after my comic book time. I think I was more of 80s, then 90s, right? Like even when that X-Men cartoon came out, I did see it. I'm not as enamored with it as like some people that I know are. I know who that is. But I have like this real kind of interesting issue, right? There was a time period where like I liked watching a lot of animation. I was I think it was when Robotech was first hitting the States or whatever. So there was a whole period through like the 80s where I would just watch a lot of that animation. And then came a time where it was like I wasn't really that interested anymore in watching too much animation on TV. So some of it I'm not really watching. Some of it's like really, really good, and it just depends. Like, I know a lot of people are watching The Bad Batch, and the storyline is like actually pretty good. I do like it. I do like the storytelling in there. It's just kind of hard. I wish that they had gone the extra mile and maybe made that a live action series. I think that would have been like awesome. I mean, I know that is probably a lot more money to make a live action than an animation, but I think like if that was a live action series, oh my gosh, to me, that would have been incredible. All right, so here's the Marvel girl out of the package. And it's unfortunate because she doesn't have any like rotation forward and back. It's just this little bit in the waist where it's like a very, very little tilting, but I know why they did that. They did that to leave the integrity of the upper body, so the figure always has that kind of look. And she does have some good flexibility. You know, you can see that where she's got the double joints in there, and she's got that. Well, she's got that single joint in the elbow, so not too much, but she's got good range of motion in the arms. So the places where this figure hinders is the hair on these characters is always sort of hindered when you're talking about rotation and looking up and looking down. And then this movement of the legs forward and backward is always seems to be hindered by this kind of a dress. Now, I know they put a slit on one side, but it doesn't really, really help. And it's kind of like this Shang-Chi figure where they did put a slit on one side of the dress, which is molded in there. But to get some more flexibility in this figure, what I did was I actually cut a slit on the other side, and it actually is working out pretty good because it gives the character a little bit more flexibility. So, but the problem is with this kind of a dress, I'm not sure if a slit on this side would actually be kind of appropriate. So I think we're kind of stuck with just the one. Now, the cool thing is this comes with like two hands, and we know Marvel Girl's powers. So I'm probably going to have this character kind of like out with these hands. And then I would expect her to like, so it'll be interesting to see like how she actually poses. So this figure is really, to me, just like a decoration piece, something to set up on the shelf, and you're not going to be doing any like action photography really with it. You know what I mean? I mean, you might put it in like a stand or something so she could be elevated or looking up, but she's really not going to be doing any major anything. So I've been keeping my extra hands in these like little, hey cat, how's it going? Sean? Crew. Sean's here. He says, hey, what's up, crew? Cat says hello. Sean likes the figure. He's saying hello. So I've been keeping my extra hands in these like containers. I bought this like little setup at it was like a Ross store. It's like a discount. So it comes in this handy dandy little box, keeps all these things organized, so I can just throw my accessories in these. And one day I'm going to get around to labeling them. I keep telling myself that. And since I have all kinds of time this week, you know, I've been busy doing it. No, I haven't. Hey, how's everybody doing? Good. All right. So I was showing off the Marvel Girl, and then I just opened up the House of X Cyclops, if you guys missed it. And then earlier I added to my open retros the Iron Man and the Gray Hulk. The Gray Hulk is actually really cool. I'm really, and what I was saying about these is if you haven't seen them, they actually did a different head sculpt, which is actually really nice. So what I'm trying to do here is I got figures that I have not opened, and I don't know when I'm going to get to them. So this is kind of just the open the figures show. Hey, look, AJ showed up. Hey, AJ, how's it going? See, what I should have did was when I started the show, I talked about some of those Marvel reveals. Did you guys see all those this morning? I'm going to show you once again. I'll show you like my favorite one of the reveals. And no, that's not it. I do like the some of the retro figures, but just to go over it again, if you guys missed it, this is the Rogue figure, and I think this one is actually super cool. So I'm really excited for this one. I know this is not like what you typically expect, but I think this figure looks cool. I really like the head sculpt on this one a lot, especially like with the hair and stuff like that. I think it looks fantastic. This is that Cyclops figure, but check out Iceman too. So Iceman is just awesome. I mean, this guy just looks fantastic. I don't know what it is. I mean, he just looks really cool to me. I don't know what you guys think, but I thought this was one of those are Rogue and Iceman here are like the two that, you know, like I'm super excited for. And this figures looks pretty good too. It's going to be pretty universal. I'm going to do probably some customs with that one. And then of course, this figure looks good. The face looks good on this one. So this face right here just looks phenomenal. But Rogue just looks awesome. And I'm pretty sure you guys like this one too. So there's the whole wave. This guy's the Build-A-Figure, and this is unfortunate because there's a few in here I'm really not even interested in at all, like this guy, but I'm sure I got to get him to get like the body or whatever, which, I mean, am I really happy about that? Not really. All right. So those were the Marvel. I'm sure everybody saw that, right? I need to go through it again. All right. So the one thing that I didn't open, and I kept contemplating whether or not I was going to do, it was going to get his own video, was I picked up this Purge Stormtrooper. I think I'm going to open it now. And the reason why is, hold on, now I'm blocking the camera. I should have been more prepared here. Here's the Electro Staff Purge Trooper. And one of the things that happened was I sort of missed out on this guy. He was, I'm pretty sure this is the one that you had to buy the game, and then he came as an extra when you bought the game. And then for a short window, I think he was just available to order. Yeah, like, hold on, let me go back. Oh yeah, 2099, the Spider-Man. I'm sure that one's actually looks cool. I should have showed that picture. I can, hold on. I'm right here. Is this what you're talking about? Yeah, that guy does look cool. Look at that. It's amazing. And then AJ's like Rogue. Oh yeah, that Iceman looks good. Are you gonna get that for your kid? Because I think he would love it. So I'm going back to this Purge Trooper. There was like a short window, I think, where you could get this, and I missed it. And then when they came out with this Electro Staff Purge Trooper, I picked him up, but I was like, you know, there was a little bit, some subtle differences in the two. There you go. I'm sure, right? Uh, so when they announced that this one was available again, I went ahead and got it because I wanted to have both. So let's open this guy up. I know I've been like waiting, like contemplating what am I going to do with this guy. He's been kind of sitting on my shelf since I got him, and why not? I know people like that noise. I don't really like all that crackling noise on the audio. So there's one of the guns. The long rifle. Is that satisfying to everybody? Purge Trooper is hard to get. Pre-ordered, came in. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's good. At least they got you one. I can't imagine that. You know, like I went down to my I was trying to get, what figure was I trying to get? What is it? Mara Jade? No, not Mara Jade. Was that Jaina Solo or whatever, that figure? And they had one in the drawer. It was a pre-order by somebody, and that's exactly, you passed. Oh, at least they made it right. Yeah, that's good. But Sean's saying he passed on this guy. I almost did, because when I got this Purge Trooper, this Electro Staff one, I wasn't too happy with it. I mean, like the seems like the articulation is a little bit limited and stuff like that. But let me get rid of the staff. What I was really looking for is, this is the one that I just opened. So you can see that there's some paint details that are different. This piece here is red. He's got some red on his helmet, which I think looks really, really cool. And then around this piece here is red. So pretty much, I was kind of like trying to look at them through the package just to see what some of the differences were. But pretty much they're going to be the same figure, except for these paint differences. And this guy, to me, just looks super cool with the extra added red on there. And so that's why I went with him. He doesn't have that staff, but I'm okay with that, because see, I just lost the Electro. Oh, no, here it is. Like this Electro staff, I mean, this thing just does not stay when you have them displayed. I have them displayed, and one of them's fell off. I'm sure it's in the back of the shelf somewhere. But unless I have it perfectly like this, which is going to take up too much real estate on my shelf, you really aren't displaying them with both of those Electro staffs. But with this guy right here, I'm just going to put him there with his rifle. You know, I think he's going to look really, really cool. So let me get that set up. Yeah, the cat says she likes that added red too. See? Yeah, maybe I'll put some hot glue in there. That'll work. But I mean, I'm gonna have him on the shelf, you know, with like his rifle, and I think he's gonna look really, really cool. And I think next to this guy, I mean, it'll look kind of neat, because like I'll just put them like sort of side by side, but he'll take front and center, and you won't really notice this guy doesn't have that much coloring on him, or you'll just think like he's meant to be like, you know, his tag man or whatever, like the guy that he travels around with. So that's really the reason. And this extra coloring in there, the details, I think just actually look cool. I mean, if you look at the helmets, I just think that just looks really cool to me. So that's one of the reasons why I got the extra one. I wasn't too thrilled with this one when it came out, but when they announced this one, I had to jump on it. Thanks, Kat. Yeah, I think this guy actually looks really, really cool. See, I'm going to sit here for like 20 minutes trying to put this other gun in his hand, and then I'm going to forget what I'm doing. Sidetrack. But anyways, so some of you guys didn't see what I did earlier. I threw Thor's head on this Iron Man. I don't know. Did I do this before? Somebody has to tell me. But I went ahead and gave Prophet Destro head some time on the Clone Commander. Thought that would be kind of funny to do. I did pick up another figure, and I'll just kind of show it off really quick. I was at Target, and I saw the John Carpenter's The Thing. This is the McCready figure, and the box had some damage in it. So I don't know. I just always do it. I just said, hey, I'm a collector. I'm an inbox collector. You guys give me any discount for this? And yeah, they gave me 15% off. So I think the guys that were reselling left it. It was shoved all the way in the back. It was kind of smashed up. Nobody was going to take this and try to like let that go online. But I was able to pick that up, and it's Kurt Russell. So I think it actually looks pretty cool. I only have a few of these like NECA figures, and it's the Marty McFly and the Biff Tannen. And when I got the Biff Tannen, I wasn't too thrilled with him that much. And it's kind of kept me from getting the Doc Brown and the other Marty McFlys, but I'll probably pick those up. But when I saw this guy, I was like, man, you know, this Kurt Russell, so universal. And that shotgun just looks really cool. And I bet I could like dual purpose that and throw that in with some of my G.I. Joe classifieds or something like that, or somebody who doesn't have that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I keep moving that head around from place to place, and eventually, I'm probably going to put him back on the Clone Commander Wolf, but I had to do it. I'm not swapping any Hulkman heads, Bob. But I was thinking about how this would look. I don't think I did this yet. And I always thought about like, did I do this one? This is Wolver Thor. Can you imagine? Because like, you know how Rogue works, right? She touches you and she absorbs your power. Did she ever like transfer that into somebody else, or absorb multiple people and then take on multiple identities? Not sure. But I did like the way this Iron Man kind of looks with the Thor head too. I do kind of like that. Kind of makes me think like, what if Thor was in there? You know, like what if Thor was Iron Man? It's almost the same as like, you know how. So you guys know about this character. This is the Civil Warrior. This is supposed to be in the future. Captain America ends up a civil war with Iron Man and the faction or whatever. Iron Man ends up dying. Steve Rogers or whatever, Captain America, feels guilty about it. So he kind of takes on this mantle of Civil Warrior where he like takes on like the Iron Man suit, but he's Captain America, right? That's kind of like the concept behind that. So then I started thinking like, what if it was the other way around? And I was thinking like, I know this is silly because he doesn't really need it, but I don't even know where it's going to fit. But what if it was the other way around and it was, say, something like Iron Man killed Captain America and had to carry the shield? Then you would have something like this version of Iron Man, which is like the Iron Patriot, but he would have a shield. Now, I don't know why he needs a shield with all this weaponized armor protecting him, but I'm sure that there would be some sort of like reason in the comic books that they can write it out where Iron Man with all that armor all of a sudden needs some kind of a shield. But maybe that's why they didn't write it that way. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Cat's like, You're going to need to get him some Thor heads and a bunch of figures so he can like swap the heads around. They're actually pretty easy to do because on these newer figures, they basically just pop on and pop off because they're all made for head swappings. And this Thor head is actually from a Build-A-Figure, so it's actually not even attached to a figure when you get it. It comes with that Iron Patriot. Billy Yum Yum says, Sean Solo has a little... Okay, so this is... there's going to be a fight in the chat, apparently, between Salacious and Sean. And to answer your question, yes! That's why my room is still a mess, because I taken some time off work. I got a week, so was doing some stuff around, and then I'm just doing these streams in the daytime, just to do something a little bit different and to talk about figures and some other stuff that I sometimes don't get a chance to talk about, and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. So I thought about that, but let me see. Hold on. What if it was in the future and both Iron Man and Captain America died in this Civil War, and Thor had to take on the mantle of Civil Warrior? Can you imagine that? Oh, wait. Let me find... Got to make it complete. So Thor, to save the Earth from the Civil War, takes on the mantle of Civil Warrior, where he's one part Captain America, one part Iron Man, and Thor. That would be kind of like an interesting comic, in a way. I don't know. And then, oh, you got to be careful with some of these older Star Wars figures when you're pulling the heads off. One of the things that I noticed is, so one of the things that changed is the way that the heads used to stick on. So the older ones, you got to be careful not to like break that little piece in there. It's like the newer ones that are coming that have these balls. So just got to be careful with that. Captain Dude Thor. Oh yeah, Star Wars Collecting is here, collecting Star Wars, and he comes up with a perfect name for Captain Dude Thor. Actually, yeah, that works pretty good. Can you imagine though? That would actually be like a really cool comic, right? Let me pose him out. See, I'm not good at that. Sean's got some good poses in his videos, and there's no way I'm balancing him, by the way, if you think I'm going to be balancing him. Yeah, I can bet. I've broken quite a few as well. Oh, wait, actually, let's do this in honor of posing or balancing figures. Let's see if I could do it. I couldn't even get the Luke Skywalker to stand on one hand, but I keep seeing this like Spider-Man balancing on everybody's head over there in these short videos. And I'm kind of jealous because I cannot balance a thing. Okay, let's see. You think I can hold this steady enough to balance them? Nope. Not gonna happen. Anyways, you guys slowly seeing me start to deteriorate and go crazy? So I don't have that many like DC figures, and part of the reason is because those multiverse figures, and I don't know if I showed this off before, but this is kind of one of my favorite DC figures. I have this Hawkman, which is actually one of my favorites. And the cool thing about it is like His wings are kind of articulable too, kind of like the Falcon, that new Falcon's wings. But this one right here are very have some same articulation. They kind of like do this flap and they come down like this. And I'm trying to think like what the actual wave of this is, but this is similar to the Marvel Legends size and scale. So this was before McFarlane started doing those super gigantic 7-inch figures. And I'm sure somebody knows what this is from. I got this in an auction lot a while ago, and this is kind of one of the figures that I actually wanted out of it. So that's why I still got them. But they don't have the same like leg articulation here that the Black Series have, because they have like sort of like that same swivel hinge, which gives them the splits, but it's also like on a forward backward. So it's like a forward backward pin, and then there's like the little round piece that you would normally see in kind of like the knee joint, but also to go out this way. So it's kind of an interesting way that they did it to be able to get that articulation. But I do like this figure. I think this Hawkman figure looks really cool. And one day maybe I'm going to pit him against the Falcon, since his wings actually really, really move around a little bit. Stick him back up there. And then I think one of the other figures I'm going to open today is this one right here. I don't have any battle droids open. So I think I'm going to open this guy. And somebody else does like these really cool like battle scenes with their like 500 million battle droids against their clone commanders and stuff like that. So that's not going to be me. I basically got this one for free. So what ended up happening was I had ordered for pickup at Best Buy, and I went down there to pick up my figure, and they had taken the tag off and went ahead and put it back on the shelf. And it took let's see. Hawkman, yeah, those talons look really cool. So they took a while figuring out what actually happened. They didn't actually keep it where they were supposed to keep it, and it ended up back on the sales floor. Luckily, nobody had bought it by the time I got there, so I was able to grab it and get it. But because I was there like 10 minutes and a couple people ran around, the manager came over and they basically gave me like a $30 gift card. So I ended up buying this with it. And it was one that I probably wasn't going to get, but just worked out. It was kind of like a toy workout, right? Like worked out for me. I finally get a battle droid into my collection that I wouldn't normally get. And should I open it like Papa Gord opened that carded figure on the live stream a week ago or whatever, where he just like took the card back for Greedo and just shredded it to pieces? I mean, there were a lot of like stunned faces on that show that night. I was a little bit stunned. I do something very similar when I'm trying to open my card backs for the most part. I try to be very careful with them so that I can get the bottom piece out. I know the dude showed this on his thing. I've done that before too. And one of the reasons I do it is so like if you want to stick the figure back in there, you can. Most of my figures won't go back in there, but with some of these carded ones, they have gone back. So this guy comes with, yeah, Greedo. That was him. Just got ripped out of the package. No, I'm not going to be ripping packages like that. Then there's cleaning I got to do later if I do that. So he comes with like a pistol, and I'm sure Sean could tell me what the, oh, did I just break that? No, I think I didn't. Oh, this is like, did you guys try to see me put that model kit together and my big gigantic fingers trying to put these real tiny pieces together? It was crazy. So he's got this like little antenna set up, and This is my first battle droid, and I'm telling you, this guy looks actually kind of cool. Very impressed with that guy. He's got a backpack on here. Does this back? Oh, look at that. And the backpack comes off. That's kind of really, really neat. So his arms, I don't want to break them. Okay, so it looks like his arms do that. Is that it? Oh, and they swivel around. And then he's got, like, of course, an elbow joint, right? Yep. And then, so you get that swivel. Then the hand. Looks like the hand's on a joint too. Oh, look at the head. The head moves. Oh yeah, down at the lower neck, he's got a little articulation there. And then looks like a little bit, but not too much because of the constraints of the body pieces. Then you got this leg and this knee. Do these guys roll in the movie? I can't remember. Ding, ding. So there you go. You like my sound effects? He folds. Okay, so he folds. Oh, for troop carry? Sean says he folds. Okay. Well, there he is, all tucked up in a ball. I don't know. So what pops off? His head? Oh, look at that. It actually extends a little bit too. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, and oh yeah, look at that. That thing comes down. Pull the head and you can fold him up. See, I'm glad you're here because something like that. Swapping heads on figures, yes. Completely out of character. Make him fight Jar Jar. Hold on. Intraphonics. My battle droids are the most problematic standards. You put them in sitting positions on the ends of the shelf. Oh yeah, that's a good position. Like if you had like a beam going across, you can imagine like sitting them on there like they were all construction workers back in the day. You could put like lunch boxes by them and stuff like that. Make them fart Jar Jar. I could do that. If I could figure out how to swap somebody's head onto here, I would do it. I think I might be able to because it looks like there's like a ball joint up in there, so I might be able to get this guy off. Let's see. The head lifts up so you can fold it between his legs, and his legs snap together. I saw the head fold up. Well, we'll see. 2 hours for pre-orders. Do I want to pre-order or do I want to take my chance? It seems like almost well, unless I pre-order the wave, this is going to be like a good question, right? Because was really lucky with a couple of waves, but there are a couple of figures that I'm just not 100%. Yeah, that I want to get for that, but it might be worth it just to build Colossus, right? Let's see. C3PO head. I have never taken C3PO's head off, just because I only have a couple of them, and I didn't want to break them. But you know what? Maybe the one where it's in the backpack with I don't know if that one would come off. I was like saying the one with the backpack. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna probably have to watch Sean's video again just to see how that folds up, because I'm sure he did a perfect job on his channel. And these guys like to say they're old, but it's my memory that's fading. Okay, question really quick. Where does this go? I'll leave this here while I grab something off my shelf. So maybe wait for that answer. So a while back, oh shoot. Oh, okay. Trying it with the Force Awakens, see through it. Yeah, maybe I could do that because he's got that red arm and everything. Okay, so it goes on the backpack somewhere. I'm gonna look around. Now there is a spot right here. Is that? I'm guessing that's where it's supposed to go. And okay, so I'm glad you guys are here. Okay, I took the backpack off. Oh, okay, so it's either one or the other. You can't have them with the backpack. You could just have them with the, oh, I see. So it's either backpack or antenna. I get it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to have an extra piece. Oh, okay. The peg is for, see, I'm glad you guys are here. I don't know anything about these things. Oh, yes. And, you know, I just found out recently that that blaster for that these guys, this blaster goes into that slot on the legs. So yes, thank you. I just found that out not too long ago, and I never knew that before. I was like, man, these guys got to carry their guns around everywhere, but apparently you could just stick it into that slot and it sticks on their leg. So that's kind of cool that the blaster also will go into the slot on the backpack so that he doesn't have to carry around his blaster. So that's kind of cool. I'm sure that everybody else puts theirs face down, but that's how I'm going to have mine. So what I was going to say was, a while back, I had made this ferry boat driver out of an old R2D2 and an old IG 88 that I had. The IG 88 never stood properly, and he kind of bothered me. It was a archive edition or whatever, and there was always something wrong with the legs. So I parted them off, and I made this ferry boat. But now that I'm looking at this figure here, I'm just imagining like those are probably the more appropriate legs for the ferry boat driver. So I bet you that this would even be a better figure. Well, let's see. With those legs. And then these arms would probably be way easier to get off to get in those peg holes to make that ferry boat driver. So if anybody's out there willing to like part with their battle droid and part with an R2, you could probably pop. So R2 pops apart. You can pop them apart with like a screwdriver to get his legs off. And those holes are a little bit big. And what I did was I put these little like wall anchors in there so that I could get the peg from the IG-11 to fit in those peg holes. That way I can give them some articulation in the arms. They do fall off once in a while, but that's the way I did it. And then I just took out that center leg and I just shoved IG-11's body like up in the bottom and then did a paint. But yeah, this would have been really cool to do that. All right, AJ, take care. AJ is leaving. Yeah, you know, it's always important to have a figure of a character that spends 5 minutes in the Star Wars universe. Because without a character that spends 5 minutes in the Star Wars universe, you would never have action figures like this that everybody wants to buy for 50 years or 40 years and sell out of and make special editions of, continually making money off of a figure from a character who spent 5 minutes in the Star Wars universe that would be the subject of a spin-off show, which could then bring back that character that spent 5 minutes in the Star Wars universe. So you never know what the future of the ferry boat driver may be. This may be the future of Star Wars in 40 years. There might be a spin-off show of a bunch of ferry boat drivers driving down the canals, right? No, I'm just messing around. This is what happens when you have a live stream at 9 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, like thinking about like now I'm gonna have to get a whole bunch of these guys. I wasn't planning on getting this, but now I'm gonna have to get a bunch of them just so I could do different stuff with them. I'm going to need that commander one, right? The one that looks red or whatever. And then I'm going to have to probably get one to modify to make a better ferry boat driver than this one, even though they might come out with like a official release. And well, you know whose head might fit on here? No, see. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't want to pull that off because knowing me, I'll probably break it. All right, see you later, Sean. Sean's gonna jump out. Yeah, I'm waiting. Thank you for saying that, by the way. I made a total of 3. This is actually the first one that I made, and it's interesting. I'm going to tell you a story about how I made this. So what I did was when I made this one was I had the Gaming Greats Jango Fett had not yet come out, but I had this Jango Fett. So I took the regular Jango and I painted them and I made this figure. And everything but the head. This head came off of a Remnant Stormtrooper. And that Remnant Stormtrooper, I think, now has a Priet's head underneath the helmet or whatever. Just so, I mean, you're never going to take that helmet off. But I had to super glue this head on so his head doesn't actually turn. I can't turn this head at all because of how I had to get this on, because the peg holes were different and when I drilled it out. So this guy has that look, and it was the first one that I did. And then when the Gaming Greats Jango Fett came out, it was nearly like identical to this, only it seemed more perfect for turning into that Boba Fett because of the backpack is actually Boba Fett. So this is actually one of Boba Fett's. I had an extra Boba Fett it was a bootleg Boba Fett. So this is from a bootleg Boba Fett that's repainted. This one, I didn't know it was bootleg when I got it. It was in an online auction, and once I got it, I realized, oh, okay, it's not even a real Boba Fett. So the gaming greats, Django comes with the right jetpack. So I was able to then pretty much have everything that I needed. So I was looking around for remnant stormtroopers, and I wasn't able to like find any in the store. So what I did was I actually took the head that's underneath the helmet, and I used a grinder and I grinded off the hair on the other two, and then I just painted it. And lo and behold, I have a picture on Twitter of the three of them, and it turned out almost to look just as good as this one. So that's how I made those other two. I just had two gaming greats, Django's, and I turned them both into Boba Fett's. So it was really only repaint and a little bit of like grinding off the hair and putting the scar on the face and stuff like that. So they were, and then of course I had to change the belt up, and I had to do the cloth work on it. But those were a lot easier to do, and I told myself that if I found a whole bunch of them, I was going to just keep doing them and then sending them off to people. But then all of a sudden that gaming greats Jango Fett just kind of like disappeared. It was like I can't find any anywhere. So I only had the three, and I ended up giving two of them away. I had that one contest, so that one went in a contest, and I sent the other one over to Salacious in a box, in a care package I sent off because he needed the Ahsoka figure. So I know that went to a good home too, because I know he likes custom figures and stuff like that. But I think I'm pretty much out of stuff to open. We can do a quick review for anybody who's still sticking around. So I did the new Purge Trooper that I got, which is the old Purge Trooper, and this is the Electro Staff one. So I did open those. I opened the robotic soldier, the battle droid. He actually looks really cool, and I think he's going to look pretty cool in like pictures. I did open today from Marvel Retro the Gray Hulk and Iron Man. And then from regular Marvel Legends, I opened up, finally got out of the package, Cyclops from the House of X and Marvel Girl from the House of X. And then I did a couple of head swaps. I put Prophet Destro on Clone Commander Wolf. I did a variety of things with the Thor head again, which was Iron Man. And then I also did, what'd you call him? Captain Dude Thor. So this is a mix of Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, considering that he might have been in the future universe. And then I showed off, this is the McCready figure from The Thing. This is a NECA. I think this is actually a pretty good figure. I do like the likenesses. He did come with a couple of different heads, which are kind of cool. And, this is a removable hat and stuff like that. So he has like two of these like heads. Came with like a bottle here. Right? There's a glass, half-filled glass, and some goggles and stuff. I showed off my old Big Jim figure with the karate chopping action, and the $6 million man who's missing a shoe. Cannot see my computer screen because it looks too far away by using the bionic eye. I think that's pretty much everything that I did this morning. Yeah, the NECA, the Thing figure was actually pretty cool. I don't know Were you here when I got 15% off because I told them the box was damaged, and Target's pretty good. They actually match up prices and do adjustments and stuff like that. They're actually pretty good when it comes to that. I think they know they mark pretty much everything up anyways. And then I got a big mess in here. So just as a preview, I'm gonna probably get off pretty soon, but just as a preview, I wanted to show off this Hellfire Club. I'm not going to open it right now, but you can rest assured that on my channel there will be a full review of the Hellfire Club figures coming, and I will take these out of the package to show them off, because that's what we're about over here. What am I hunting for next? Okay, so I got the clone figures, which I was happy about, and I got that blood, which I was from G.I. Joe, which I was happy about. It's kind of a weird thing. So, like, I think I'm looking forward to trying to find Flint and Lady Jane. I have them on pre-order, but for some reason they're not shipping those out. I don't know why. And I've seen pictures of people finding them in stores, and I haven't been able to find those two. So I'm hoping one day I'm gonna like run into those. I'm gonna keep my eye open for more of these retro figures because I really like them. I'm actually looking for one more Vision, but you know, for $9.90, it's to open, so it'll have to be like a local find, $9.99. I'm not gonna go crazy. But I did enjoy building this kit the other day, and I did enjoy how it turned out. So I might start looking at some of these like model kits. I know that there was like a Boba Fett model kit that came out, and I saw these guys build the Gundams or whatever, and never been a big Gundam fan. But I might get one just to build it because it was kind of fun, and it was fun and stressful at the same time. But now that I've built one, I feel kind of pretty good about it. And I really like the fact that, like, once you build like this model, it's got like functionality and it's articulable, right? Like, it's not just like a static model like you would have built like an airplane with like maybe the propeller that moves around. This thing is like fully articulable and posable, and I think just looks really, really cool. So I might start looking for more model kits like that. But other than that, I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking for this this version of Cyclops, and I'm still looking for that Dark Phoenix and Cyclops double pack. But like I said, I don't want to spend too much money. I am looking for some different methods to use when I'm doing like stop motion, because my stop motion is kind of like jittery a little bit, and I like to like fix it up, be able to take more time. One of the reasons why I kind of rush my stop motion is because, like, I know that if I leave it and come back, it won't be in the same positions as I left it. So I sort of have to, like, once I start doing a segment, I sort of have to finish it, or I know it's really not going to look right. But because I've rushed it, I know that some of them don't look super fantastic. So I'm going to continue to work on that, continue to work on like my rigging a little bit, so that I could potentially, you know, try to get a little bit better in that respect. But that's pretty much it. But thanks for the question. I really appreciate it. And I don't know. This was kind of fun for me. I hope you guys had fun sitting around, watching me open all my stuff. If you guys have any more questions, like shoot them up really quick before we jump off. And what I'll do is I'm going to throw these back up there. I know Sean was really enamored with this Spider-Man 99, but look at that Loki. I'm looking at that, and these are the retro figures, and I actually really do like these retro figures, especially with the card. And when I see this Loki, I'm thinking of the Vision. The Vision looked really, really cool. Actually, let me go get him. So this was the Vision, and he's got that retro look to him too. And I think he looks really, I'm trying to get the glare off the package. So I think that Vision looks really cool. And when I look at him in person and I see these pictures of the Loki, I think that just looks really, really neat. Of course, I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? Everybody's going to have the Amazing Spider-Man. Of course, this Storm is, I think, a must for your collection. I'll probably get the Stealth Armor just so that I can have like a full set, and then Silver Surfer will definitely be one to get. So I was kind of happy with some of the announcements they made, but let me just go back to like my favorite announcement of the day, which was Rogue. Oh my gosh, that is just really cool. All right. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit this morning. I really appreciate it. I think I got to run down to Target. Don't tell anybody, but I heard a rumor there might be some of those clone figures sitting on the shelf, and I told somebody that I'd run down there and check them out. Hey, OT, you showed up just in time to leave. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? I was actually just signing off when you jumped in, but you have anything you want to talk about? Now's your chance. So there was like a buddy of mine posted a picture or sent me a picture of Target yesterday. I didn't get a chance to run over there, but there was like a whole shelf full of all 4 of the clone figures. I already have them, so I didn't like jump out of my chair and go over there late or whatever. But I just realized that somebody was telling me this morning that they didn't have a couple of figures yet, and they have had a hard time finding them. So there's one, the Clone Pilot Hawk, that I wasn't able to get, but I did have an extra Anakin that I'm going to send them, and I'm going to run over there and see if they have any more, see if I can grab that Hawk. But thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And OT, yes, thanks for jumping in at the end, and have a great day, everybody. I really appreciate you sticking with me. Thank you. Bye.